Hi everyone, this is my quick video that I've just made to review my Omega Planet Ocean 42mm. It's just a quick review of the watch itself and my ownership experience over the last 2 years that I've owned the watch. So we start off with the box, massive big white box. Noticing down here, this is a 2006 watch, so this came with a 3-year warranty. So you came into the big box. You get the red box that everyone sees, so I'll just put that to one side for one moment. What else do you get in the box? Nice posh leather wallet with your 3 cards in there. So one is your warranty, one is your pictograms, which does that tell you? It tells you all the specifications of the watch. So is it chronometer, is it coaxial, its certification, and it's got a 3-month warranty. And then you've got the actual certificate of chronometer, get my words out. It just proves that it's up to the specification. So nice leather wallet there. And then you get a big fat chunky instruction book. But what do you do with all boxes? You put them in the cupboard and forget about them. So I mean, that's been in my loft for the last 5 years. But here's the watch itself. Nice, thick, substantial. I don't know whether it's real leather, but rather leather-ish box with the watch inside. So let's just concentrate on the watch now. So here is the watch. It's a 2006 Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean. This is the 42mm version. Also comes in a 45mm version. I prefer the 42 because I've got small wrists. 45 looked a bit big. So here's the watch. Did I say 2006? It's a 2011. I purchased this in 2011. Planet Ocean was introduced in 2005. That's when I first saw it, and immediately I wanted the watch, but I had to save up a little bit of money to be able to afford to buy it and find some motivation to buy it, but I'll go into that later. I really like the watch. I think the orange bezel is very distinctive, and it's casual because it's got that colour, but it also can be, it's quite a smart dress watch as well. Although maybe, you know, if you're in a dinner suit, then maybe you want something a bit flashier. But for day to day in a shirt and tie, a very smart watch. So that's the watch itself. Things to note on why I like it. So this is 2011, so it's now coming up for 6 years old. But you can see it's in reasonable condition. I mean, I wear this, I don't wear it every day, but I certainly wear it virtually all weekend. And you can see, yeah, there's some scratches on the strap. But because it's the brushed stainless, it sort of masks those scratches, makes it a little harder wearing. So that's one of the things I like. But it's not all brushed. So on these side bits here, that's polished stainless. The crowns are obviously polished. Strap is brushed, but the side of the strap is polished as well. So it's all. So those bits of the polished steel make it pop out that little bit more and make it a very nice watch to wear and be seen. On the back, this is as it's the between 2005 and 2014, it has a stainless steel back and some very nice engraving on there. I think that's rather distinctive. Some of the Planet Oceans you may see have glass backs. I'll go into a bit later about what the difference of the watches are. When did the glass back came in, and that'll be later in the video. But that was about 2014. So that's the watch. Obviously, sweeping hand, helium release. If you're going to really use this watch for diving, and I can't remember, it's rated up to 600 meters. I don't know many people that are going to take their watch down to 600 meters. But the helium release here is to release it's for diving bells, I believe, and they use helium, and when they come back up, they have to release the helium, so they undo that crown there. This is only the first or second time I've ever opened that crown, and even when the crown open, it's still resistant up to 100 meters. So screw down crown here, do adjustments. I'll just quickly show you that. So undo the crown to the first position. You can now wind the watch if you haven't worn the watch for a little while, and instead you can wind it here. Pull it out again to change the date. So I'll wind it now to change the date, and pull it again to do stop and do time adjustments, and it will go in minute adjustments, and that is different from the later models, and I'll talk about that later. So that's the watch itself. I'm very happy with it. As I said, purchased in 2011, and it's for the amount I wear, it's in quite good condition. I like the strap. The strap is very comfortable. I wouldn't say you don't know you got it on, because it's quite a heavy, substantial watch. But I like the strap. I do find it very comfortable. I like the release on it, just 2 buttons. Easy to get on and off. Always very secure. I've never had this pop. I've never sort of felt the watch coming off my wrist. You can see how small my wrist is by how many links I've got taken out there. So very nice release. It does have a expander there, so you can quickly expand the bracelet, supposedly for putting on over the top of a wetsuit. What I more use it for, if I just reach in here, is on when you put the watch on a watch winder, and I put it on a pad like this, I leave it in the expanded position, because if I put it in the normal position, it's too small to secure on the pad. But that's most probably because my wrist is so small and I've got so many links taken out. So that's the watch. As I briefly said, this is 2011 version. In 2014 they released an updated version, and the cost went up. I think the list price before 2014 was about 2,500, 2,800 it was getting up to by that point. And the new ones now, I checked this morning, or checked 6 months ago, are about £3,800, and this is all priced in pounds. So the big change in 2014 was the movement change. It went from what they call a 2500 movement to a 8500 movement. Now the 8500 movement is a better quality movement. I think one of the main differences is it's got the silicon spring in it, and so the timing of the 8500 is improved over this version. But to be honest, I've had no problems with this version. As you can see, it's within COCS chronometer specs, so you're getting a quality watch with a good movement in there, and the timing, I've had no problems with the timing other than when it went back for warranty, and I'll talk about that later. But the 8500 was an improvement, but there's some other differences in the 8500. The big difference, and the reason you can tell the difference between a 2500 and 8500, is the back. So on the 2500, all pre-2014, you get the stainless steel back. On the 8500 movements, which came out 2014 onwards, it's a glass back. So you can see the movement that you've paid the extra money for, and it is very nice. I will most probably put an example. I've also got another Omega with the same 8500 movement in it, and you can see the glass back. The bezel is slightly different. It's slightly more defined. The letters are slightly bigger. The hands are slightly different. The lumens, the colour of the hands at night time are slightly different on the newer version, and text on the watch is slightly different. I mean, we're talking very slight differences. If you compare the two, you'll notice the differences, but are they improvements? Not in my eyes. I mean, it's some people prefer the new one, some people prefer the old one. The only thing I'm hoping is that the cost increase of the new one is increasing the second-hand value of this watch. This is a the movement in here is a 2500, as I said, but it's the D version. There was various versions through between 2005 and 2014. Really getting into the details here. I'm not an expert on those. I knew there were some problems with the 2500Cs, and you can use the serial number checker. There's websites you can go to find out what version you've got. But that's the main differences between the 2500 and the 8500. In just doing some research for this video, I've now realised that in 2016, at Baselworld in 2016, they've updated it again to the movement is now an 8900, and they've completely changed the sizings of the watch. So this version used to be available in a 42 and a 45mm version. Now there's a 43.5 and there's a 44.5mm version, and there's all sorts of different takes on it with different colour bezels, different colour faces, lots of more strap choices. So you've got a lot more choice now if you're buying a Planet Ocean, but obviously the costs have gone up as well as inflation. Omega seems to have pushed the boat out a little bit with improved movements, and so they're obviously trying to take on Rolex. So that's the watch again. So I did what I talk about there's loads of videos on YouTube and reviews across the web about the watch, but I want to talk about my owner's experience of the watch. You know, what things have I found with Omega. I mentioned I've bought another Omega since this one for my girlfriend, but what was my experience? I live in the UK, but I was in Los Angeles on holiday, went to a dealer, haggled a bit, got a good buy, and was able to buy this watch. I was very happy with the experience. You get the nice box and all the leather cards, and you register Omega, and everything's good. So I had the watch. So as I say, I bought it in 2011. It's got a 3-year warranty, which expired in May 2014. But in 2013, so the watch was 2 years old, I noticed it was starting to just exceed the specs that should allow. So it was gaining 8-10 seconds a day. I wasn't very happy with that. I knew it could do better than that because it was consistently doing better than that up until that point. I used to check it most weeks, and over time it was generally gaining 2-3 seconds a day. So when it changed to 10 and 12 seconds, I knew there was something wrong with it. So I sent it back to warranty. And if you go on all the watch websites, you'll see that there's a lot of people complain about Omega customer service, especially in the UK, but I really have to stand up for Omega here because my experience was fairly faultless. I sent them an email, they replied the next day saying, yeah, we agree, it's outside spec, send it back to us. I was a bit worried about sending a watch of so much value. They said, don't worry, we'll send you a pack. So they send you a pack, and what do you get? You get this box, you get some letter, and you get a big envelope. So what they do is, all this is prepaid, postage. So they send you the box to put your watch in. So you put your watch in this nice container, put your watch in there. Let's make nice sunglass containers actually, that's a bit better so you can see it. So you put your watch in there, all very nice. Put it back in here, send it in the post, and wait for Omega. I think they're based in Southampton. I got an email within a couple of days saying they received it, it's all okay, and they're assessing it. And I think the first time I sent it away, it was about 4 weeks. And 4 weeks later, your watch comes back, back in the same case, and you get a little report to say what they've done. And they said they'd adjusted some settings and they checked it over 24 hours, and now it was within specification. So got a nice one of these. So at that point the watch was still in warranty, so that was in 2013. Watch was then back, as I sort of experienced it to be in acceptance criteria, you know, gaining 2-3 seconds a day. And then in 2014 it went screwy big time. Started losing about 5 seconds a day, and it was then out of warranty. So I was a bit concerned. I thought I have spent a lot of money on a watch and I'm going to get a big bill to have it repaired. So I emailed Swatch or Omega in the UK and said, look, I know my watch is out of warranty, but you only repaired it last year. You know, this is out of specs. I've spent a lot of money. I don't expect a watch of this value with all your advertising say how accurate it is, that it should now be losing such a significant amount of time a day. They emailed back, said, yeah, we completely agree. It's not something we'd expect. Send it back to us. So 2 days later, I get another case. Get another little red, well, it's not red leather, but it's another nice protective case. Another sunglass case for me. Sent it back. This time it was away for about 6 weeks, so I really missed the watch. But after about 6 weeks, it returned again, and this time they sent me, and I've got some of the paperwork here. They sent me invoices and service records, and they said what they'd done to the watch and when they'd done it. So you can see this was about June 2014, and they said, okay, we've serviced it now, it all should be good. I started wearing the watch again, and it's been fine since then. It's gaining 1-2 seconds a day. I'm very happy with that. You can tell it's been serviced. I don't know whether the camera's going to pick this up. There's a little dot there between where the bezel meets the base of the watch, and right at the centre of that bracelet there's a blue dot. Now when the watch was new, that dot is red, so it's a way of Omega finding out whether it's genuine and whether the case has been opened, because as soon as your case has been opened, that dot will fall off. So if you see a red dot, it's a new watch, the case has never been off. If you see a blue dot, it means yes, the case has been off, but it's been serviced by Omega and they put the blue dot on it. Or that's my understanding of it. So that was 2 years ago, or 2.5, 3 years ago now, and since that point the watch has been fantastic. No problems, kept good time, no problems at all. So I'm very happy with it. Would I buy another one? I do look at the new ones. They are a lot more money than what I paid for this. They're sort of coming up to double the price I paid for this. So would I change, just upgrade? Most probably not. I might look at another Omega, might look at a Rolex, but I'd most probably keep this watch because it's been a very good watch for me. Even though the problems I've had, they've been resolved by Omega, and that's what I expect and appreciate. It's whatever purchase you make, whether it's a watch, a car, a TV, a camera, yeah, there's going to be problems, or there could be problems, and it's how companies recover from that. And despite what I've read on numerous forums about Omega in the UK, I've had no problem. Their customer service has been very good to me, so I'm happy with that. And as I said, I've bought another Omega Nacrottieri. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. And I'll most probably do a review of that at a later date, and maybe a comparison of the two. So that's my ownership experience. If you've got any questions, please leave comments. First video, so any comments on the actual video would be good. I know it's most probably not shot the best, and I could do a better job shooting it. So any feedback would be much appreciated. Thank you very much for watching.